Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome to Bite Size Mining. Today, guys, I want to talk about where we are in the progress of the pub's mining pool. So we had a great question come through from Crypto Wine about why did we decide to go with a Bitcoin private mining pool instead of a Bitcoin pool, right? So in his question directly here, you guys can read it also as part of my ignorance. Why mine this over the real Bitcoin? So I don't think this is too far-fetched for a lot of people who aren't in the mining community, who aren't actively mining themselves and just exploring the new options that they have with mining, because maybe they've made some pretty good profits trading Bitcoin and trading the altcoins. So let me address this, and I addressed it in the post here at the Bitcoin private mining pool. I addressed it quickly at first, but I think it really needed to go more in depth about why we selected the Bitcoin private to be the next mining pool for the pub members. And I wrote a long tutorial here, but let me give you guys the too long didn't read version of this thing, right? So basically, when we looked at what mining pool we were going to start, we had to look at what the hash rate is for that entire network of the coin. So we looked at Zcash, and I went over that in another video. We looked at Zcash. We started with Zencash. If you guys remember, we launched a Zencash mining pool, and we really tried to rally a lot of people into the Zencash mining pool, and we were pulling about 60,000 souls per second, which is pretty good for a community our size, but not as much as we were expecting. From what everyone had sent to us about how much their hashing power was, and posted it on the Bitcoin.pub's page, where we were kind of collecting everyone's hash power to gauge where we were. We didn't get all of those people in. We didn't get every single person that had posted there, and I would say we probably only got about 5% of what the potential of the Bitcoin pub mining community is. So we were not successful in getting a Zencash block. So we had to put our heads back together and say, what coin can we mine that is profitable to mine, and we came up with Bitcoin private. Now, that was one reason. We felt that the network for Bitcoin private, because it was a new coin, would be very low in comparison to other coins that are profitable. So we selected Bitcoin private on that basis. We also selected Bitcoin private because it was a new coin. Because it hadn't already built up a community behind it, we figured we could go ahead and be one of the first to get our mining pool out on the network. So we did that. Now to address the issue about why we didn't create a Bitcoin mining pool, well, one, the reason is we don't have nearly enough people to actually contribute to the Bitcoin pub or a pub mining pool for Bitcoin. That's the first reason. The second reason is most people don't know this, but the Bitcoin mining community, the pool operating community, is very cutthroat. If they find that they're not collecting every single block that comes through, they find who was the person who took it, and then they go and DDoS them until they're dead. They DDoS the site until it's dead, and then that's it. You spend more time trying to figure out, well, I gotta reset up a new pool somewhere else so that I don't get targeted again, and you go through that multiple iterations of that. Is it possible? Yes. However, you still have to win the block. You still have to have enough ASIC miners, because in this case you'll be using ASIC miners. You still have to have enough ASIC miners to go out there and try to grab as many blocks as you possibly can, or have as many attempts as you possibly can. But you're talking about going against people who are huge, who have huge operations. I mean, probably 25,000 ASIC miners in one building. We don't have that. We're nowhere near that kind of capacity. So that kind of addressed that question there. But then, like I said, it's a new coin. We have the white paper on it, but there's not a real big community behind it, right? It's going from Zcash or Z Classic, and now going into Bitcoin Private. So we had a little bit of unknown, right, going into it, but we felt that if we got on the forefront of it, if we got to be one of the first pools open, that we would be able to mine a block. And I can tell you guys this: we did mine a block. We actually mined a block today. What is it, March 6th? We got a block this morning on March 6th. A lot of that had to do with the fact that I purchased NiceHash mining power. I can tell you that based on what the early predictions are on what Bitcoin private price is, that me purchasing that hashing power, what I purchased it for, I didn't make that back. So that might be another video for another time, where I kind of go into comparison of how can you use NiceHash to be profitable for you. So versus cloud mining, right? So in cloud mining, you're buying a certain amount of hash power, right? And it's always there. However, with NiceHash, you're actually purchasing hashing power, a lot of hashing power, for a set amount of time at a set burn rate. And I'll go in, I think I'm going to go into that later on another video and kind of overview what I learned from purchasing hashing power from NiceHash. But I just wanted to give you guys an update on the Bitcoin pubs, the Bitcoin private mining pool, and the pubs pool for it. I just want to give you an update on that. So what we're doing is, now we know everything works. We know that we can get a block, we know we can mine a block, and we know we can successfully pay out to everyone who contributed to that block. Now what we're asking, what we need from the community, from the Bitcoin Pub community, and even for those of you who maybe aren't part of the Bitcoin Pub community, what we need is help promoting the Haship mining pools, right? So all the pools that we've created for the pub members, we need help promoting those pools. We need help sustaining those pools. We need people to come to the pools and stay on the pool. I understand that there's a lot of lost profit because you're not mining. You could potentially be mining a pool that's not pulling any blocks, so you're not making any money. But we need, for us to get off the ground, we have to commit. We have to get a level of commitment from people so that we can get enough people in the pool that when people are looking around and fishing for a pool, that they can actually find our pool. Because let me give you guys an example here. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to Google search. Let's say Zcash mining pool, right? So if we do Zcash mining pool, which if you guys see, I've already done that. Who's the top person on here? Flypool. Okay. And then you go down the list, Nanopool. Okay. You got Nanopool. And then you've got, let's see, what other pools we got on here? Those are the first two on the first page. So most people don't go past the first page when they Google, right? So that's where we are with Zcash. Now let's look at Zcash. There's a mining pool list, but I don't want to go into that yet. I want to look and see if I can find any mining pools just by Google searching it. And there's all kinds. There's all kinds right here. Look at Supernova. Supernova is huge. They're a huge mining pool. They've got all kinds of coins. A lot of people use Supernova. I wouldn't be surprised if most of the people in the Bitcoin Pub community use Supernova. So that is a huge hurdle for us to overcome, is being able to be at the top of the list. When someone Googles the coin mining pool, that we are on the top of that list. And the only way we can do it is by building a community big enough. And we have that with the Bitcoin Pub. We just need people to commit and to stay. I understand it's not the most profitable coin, but right now it's the coin that we can be the most competitive in. We have to start small and then build up to those bigger pools, those bigger communities of miners so that we can compete on that Zcash level. We can compete on the Ethereum level. I know a lot of you guys are running AMD cards and you guys jump onto the Equihash network and you're like, golly, I am getting terrible hash rates on the Equihash network. I understand that. However, there are not any coins that we can create a mining pool for that's going to be profitable for you AMD people, right? For Team Red. And let me show you what we do. We look at what to mine, right? All of us go to what to mine. We check out what to mine. We look at AMD, right? So here's, let's do 6, right? So 6 AMD cards. We'll calculate that out. And we'll see what the top coins are. Look at that. Ethereum, okay? What's the network hash for Ethereum? 214 terahashes per second. We can't compete with that, guys. You know, and you keep going down the list. There's gigahash, 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 terahash, gigahash. I mean, you see what we're running into, right? These networks are huge. Z Classic, guys. Yeah, it says it's 22 megahashes per second. Z Classic is, I would call it a dead coin now. Everybody who was on Z Classic, the development team, is now on Bitcoin Private. So Bitcoin Private is pretty much, I think, going to take over where Z Classic left off. Okay, so again, you can continue to go down the list and you can see that there's just no coin that we can be competitive in right now that's specific for AMD cards. So I don't want to discourage those of you who are using AMD cards. I don't want you guys to think, oh well, I just can't do Equihash, it's just not profitable. The one good thing, or one of the good things about running a small pool like what we have now, is that there are more shares to be shared. There's not as big of a competition for everyone to so that everyone kind of gets a good amount from the reward. Their proportion for the reward is more than what they would get from mining with, let's say, Supernova. You know, if there's 1,000 people in the pool, you've got to divide. You know, based on the shares, based on how much you mine, you're spreading that out among 1,000 people. With the Bitcoin Pub, with the mining pool here, we're not splitting it with that many people. You guys can look here, and right now, you know, we're losing people. We're losing people from the network because we haven't built that community. But from when we got this block here, there was maybe 8 people to share the full block reward with, and that means that everyone got a larger portion, right? So what do we need? What do we need for us to at least get 1 block a day, right? What do we need? We need at least 100,000 solutions per second on the network. What does that equate to as far as people on the network? It's pretty close, I would say, to about 50 to 70 GPUs mining on this. So guys, let's spread the word. Let's make this a successful pool. And guys, we're going to continue to keep the pool up. We're going to continue to search for new coins that we can be competitive in, and we're going to continue to post those up here on the Bitcoin Pub. So continue to check us out at the Bitcoin Pub. Continue to check out the mining and hardware section. Know what coins are coming out. Know what mining pool is coming out. Know what hardware is coming out, guys. We got new hardware that we should be getting in the next year or so with new GPUs. So you guys, we got to stay up to date on that, or else the mining community is going away. And by the way, I will be doing a live stream on Thursday at 9 o'clock or immediately following Peter's stream, where I'm going to be discussing all these different aspects of mining, you know, how to build your mining rigs, things like that. I welcome everyone, all questions. I will be doing a voice chat on the Patreon Discord channel, so those who are our Patreon members, you'll be able to ask me directly if you got questions about how your setup with your mining rig is and what the problem, why you're having this problem or this issue, or what your overclock settings should look like, or how to do your overclock settings. Guys, I'm not limiting the questions at all. You guys ask the questions and I will give you guys the best answer I can. So thanks again, guys, for joining me here at Bite Size Mining. If you haven't already, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you guys next time.